Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to take a quick look at the new Z series 24mm F1.8 Prime. This is just a very quick look at this lens, so it's going to be a short video. I'll have some size comparisons to other lenses and I'll just give you a brief description about what I think about the lens so far. Those of you that are interested in the full picture comparisons and also the ability to kind of compare this to 24mm 1.4, 24mm 1.8 f mount, 24 to 70s, still not finished that. So if you're interested in picture quality tests, please do wait for that video. In terms of this video, what I want to do is just give you a very brief description. So I've had a little amount of time to spend with this lens and have some hands-on and do some comparison shots kind of out and about. So far, I've been very impressed. What I wanted to try and do is figure out where this lens sits in terms of its sharpness and picture quality. And from my first observations, so take this with the expectation that I've not quite done the full deep dive comparison shots yet. And what I can kind of start to see is that the 24mm is not in the same category as the 35mm lens and the 85mm lens. The 24 actually seems to be closer to the 50mm 1.8 Z series lens. And for me, that distinction is that the 50mm 1.8 Z is one of the sharpest lenses you can get right now, and this looks very similar, obviously apart from the different focal length, but this looks very similar in terms of the picture quality that you get from the 50mm f1.8. And I will be the first to say that the 35mm f1.8 and the 85mm f1.8 aren't quite as close to the 50mm lens as I think this is. So I am pretty impressed with this lens so far, but I've not finished. So there's a few other tests that I want to do just to kind of see how this lens works, especially when we compare it to some of the other lenses. But right now, it looks very impressive, possibly being as good as the Z 50mm f1.8. As I mentioned, not quite finished with all of my tests yet, so please do hold on until the kind of full video comes out, and you can then make your own decision about what you think about the lens. Because what I want out of a lens in terms of sharpness and picture quality might not be what you want out of a lens. So I would always say, wait off until you can compare the tests. So the only real thing that I don't like about this 24mm lens at the moment is it's becoming quite difficult to tell the lenses apart. So in my size comparisons, I'll show you specifically, but the 24 looks identical to the 85. And when you're looking in a bag with lens caps on and things like that, and if it's stuck vertically in a bag, it's quite difficult sometimes to figure out the exact one that you want to grab. Other than that, build quality wise and performance of the lens seems to be very impressive. Let's go take a look at some of the size comparisons. I'll show you how this lens stacks up in terms of size compared to some of the other lenses that are available in the range. So, I hope you find this quick look at this lens useful, and it just gives you a bit of insight as to what I'm testing and what's coming up, and also what I think of it so far. If you do have any questions, or if there's anything specifically that you would want me to test with this lens in the full review, I've still got time to add that in, so please do let me know in the comments below. But I do hope you found this video useful. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.